All right, so we're the easy button for owner financing. If you have a buyer and a seller that want to come together and take advantage of the seller's underlying loan, don't try to get in the weeds with the numbers. We can do all of that for you. I'm going to go over 2 tests that we have to check when we structure a deal for an owner and a buyer, where the owner of the property who's selling it has an underlying loan in place and they're leveraging that loan to help maximize what they're going to put in their pocket to get a higher sale price, turn their equity of the low interest loan into a cash flow stream. And then the buyer wins because they save a ton of money on origination fees and they get a much more affordable monthly payment. Or if it's an investor, they get much more cash flow. So one of the things that we have to check, like for example, in a case of a transaction we were just putting together for a buyer and the seller, is the sale price is $387,500. The buyer's putting $60,000 down, which means the seller's going to finance that buyer $327,500, and they're going to finance that at about a 6% interest rate. The problem with this scenario is the underlying loan balance is bigger than the loan that they're offering the buyer on the seller wrap, which means that the seller at some point in the future is going to have to come out of pocket to pay off that smaller loan balance that ever gets refinanced in the future. The other thing is you don't want to create a negative cash flow scenario where the monthly payment that's coming in from the buyer on the loan that the seller is offering that buyer, in this case a $327,000 loan, the money that's coming in to cover the principal and interest on that loan is $1,963 a month. Well, the money that goes out to cover the underlying loan payment every month is higher than that. It's $2,290. So who's going to cover the difference for the $300 per month? So these are the kind of things that we'll check on your behalf to help structure these for the buyers and sellers. And in this particular situation, we restructured this transaction with a higher monthly payment, and we applied some of the cash that the seller is getting at closing to the underlying loan balance to pay it down so that there's no gap between the loan balances for the eventual refinance or the sale of the property.